In a time when sexual expression is captured, looped, commodified, and endlessly circulated through hypermirrors, the psychic consequences are both profound and destabilizing. Sex, once bound to the intimacy of private time and to the fragile trust between two bodies, has been transformed into an object of externalization, ritualized performance, and infinite replay. What was once an act of communion becomes an artifact, a signal, a data point. The gaze that belonged solely to the lover is now multiplied into the gaze of the archive, impersonal, omnipresent, and unforgiving. In the digital sphere, the sexual act no longer concludes when the moment passes. It survives as a recording, a fragment suspended in the datasphere, endlessly retrievable. The viewer is no longer a partner in desire, but a consumer of it. And with this, a schism opens in the psyche. One must anticipate not only the presence of the lover, but also the judgment of unseen audiences, real or imagined. The body becomes a stage, the act a performance, the bedroom a theater under the eye of the algorithm. The camera enters not only physically but psychically, colonizing the imagination. For some, this shift provides empowerment, control over one's erotic image, the possibility to reclaim narrative, to curate desirability, to broadcast identity on one's own terms. For others, it dislocates intimacy. Desire is transformed into display, the self into spectacle. Consent stretches beyond participation into permanence. Once recorded, desire never dies. It is cloned, replicated, and scattered across networks, detached from its origin. What was meant for one becomes property of the many. This is not merely a personal matter, it generates a new form of mimetic contagion. Sexuality itself becomes viral. Positions, aesthetics, and even body ideals no longer emerge from the slow diffusion of culture, but from the accelerant of replication. A trend in sexuality spreads at the speed of the timeline. Bodies and practices are filtered through metrics. Likes, views, and shares become new arbiters of eros. The result is a flattening of desire. What once sprang from the mysterious conjunction of spirit, instinct, and emotion is standardized into repeatable scripts. Aestheticism replaces spontaneity. Performance replaces communion. This flattening has psychological costs. The erotic, once rooted in imagination and lived encounter, becomes anxious under constant comparison. The lover measures themselves against infinite others, real and virtual. Shame and inadequacy proliferate as swiftly as arousal. To desire in the hyper-mirrored age is to risk being swallowed by mirrors of mirrors, never certain whether one is truly wanted, or only replaying a meme of desire that belongs to no one in particular. And yet, paradoxically, the same structures also invite liberation. Marginalized desires, once repressed by cultural silence, now find visibility, communities, and validation. What was hidden can be named. What was shameful can become pride. The hypermirror is double-edged. It liberates by exposing and imprisons by exposing too much. At the heart of this transformation lies a deeper question that touches the void itself. What does it mean to touch, to be touched, to be seen? If the mirror is always present, can there be a self that is not performing? Or is performance itself the new ground of being? Perhaps what we call authenticity is not lost but mutated. To live authentically may now require awareness of the gaze, a refusal to be dissolved entirely into it, and a willingness to risk intimacy even when every act can be captured. The hyper-mirroring of sexuality is not a passing cultural trend. It is an ontological mutation. It reshapes our understanding of embodiment, relation, and love. It does not abolish intimacy, but rewrites it in code. In this new terrain, those who seek to reclaim authenticity must ask, can eros survive without spectacle? Can desire flourish in the void when the void now replays itself back to us, endlessly, in high definition?